Hi, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in again and listening. Uh, Wanted to share an opinion piece with you tonight, written by Frank Rich in the New York Times. It appeared a few days ago. And, as some of you know about me personally, I wasn't born in this country. I grew up in Europe and have seen quite a bit there and have lived in this country for only 30 years. So I'm an American citizen. So I am speaking as an American citizen today. So what I would like to say, and the article I would like to read is called "The Good Germans Among Us." Bush lies don't cut it anymore. It's time to confront the darker reality that we are lying to ourselves. 10 days ago, the Times unearthed yet another round of secret Department justice memos countenance torture. President Bush gave his standard response. This government does not torture people. Of course, it all depends on the meaning and definition of what torture is. And the whole point of these memos is to repeatedly recalibrate the definition so that Mr. Bush and his administration can keep pleading innocent. By any legal standards, except those rubber-stamped by Alberto Gonzales, we are practicing torture. And we have known that we are doing so ever since photographic proof emerged from Abu Ghraib more than 3 years ago. As Andrew Sullivan, once a Bush cheerleader, observed this weekend in the Sunday Times of London, not published here, but in the Sunday Times of London, America's enhanced interrogation techniques have a grotesque provenance. It's called verschärfte Vernehmung, which is the exact term that the Gestapo used during Nazi Germany for these very same techniques. In other words, it left no marks. It included hypothermia, stress positions, and continued sleep deprivation for prisoners for years on end. Still, the drill remains the same. The administration gives its alibi. Abu Ghraib was nothing but a few bad apples, and a few members of Congress continue to merely squawk. The debate is labeled politics. We turn the page. As I'm turning the page now, but probably in a different spirit. We can continue to blame the Bush administration for the horrors of Iraq, and we should. Paul Bremer, our post-invasion viceroy and recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom for his efforts, issued the order that allows contractors to elude both Iraqi law and American law, as well as international law, a folly only second to the complete disbandment of the Iraqi army. I have always maintained that American people were the last culpable of the players during the run-up to Iraq. This war was sold by a brilliant and fear-fueled White House propaganda campaign designed to stampede a nation still shell-shocked by 9/11. Both Congress and the press, the powerful institutions, that should have provided the checks and balances and due diligence of the administration's case failed to do their job. This perfect storm of democratic failure began at the top. And this is Frank Rich, and this is my own commentary here, and it continues to today. And you know, Frank Rich continues in his article with which I completely agree with. Our moral trajectory over the Bush years could not be better dramatized than it was by a recent reunion of an elite group of 24 World War II veterans in Washington this past month. They were participants in a top-secret operation to interrogate some 4,000 Nazi prisoners after the war during World War II. Until now, they have kept silent, but America's recent record prompted them to speak out to the Washington Post. We got more information out of a German general with a game of chess and ping pong than they do today with their tortures, said Henry Kohm, 90 years old, an MIT physicist whose interrogation of Rudolf Hess is a convicted war criminal, and he was Hitler's deputy, essentially, took place over a chessboard. George Frankl, now 87, recalled that he never laid hands on anyone in his many interrogations with Nazi prisoners, adding that, "I'm proud to say I never compromised my humanity. I never did what they did." In closing, Frank Rich, and this is his last paragraph in this little article, our humanity has been compromised by those who use Gestapo tactics in any war. The longer we stand idly by while the administration does so, the more we resemble those good Germans who professed ignorance at their own government, their tactics, and their methods. It's up to us to wake up ourselves and our sleeping Congress to challenge administration policy every single day. Let the war and its last supporters filibuster all night long if they want to. There's nothing left to lose except what remains of our country's good name. And, I might add, of our individual honor as human beings. Thanks for listening, and see you later.